It's a poignant sight. One of the world's largest living animals washed ashore on a remote beach in Western Victoria. But this 16-metre long fin whale presents a rare opportunity.
The fin whale is a common whale around the world. There's not a lot known about them. They're quite a cryptic species in that they spend a lot of time offshore, and so we don't generally see them around the coastal areas. We really know very little about these species. So they do tend to feed offshore in places like the Bonnie Upwelling, and it's pretty much a data deficient species.
The plan is to acquire the whale for the museum's collection, but it first has to be brought further up the beach, away from the water.
This animal in particular, it's important that we can try and get a sample of the specimen, whether it's the skull or the entire skeleton or even a tissue would be great. We don't have any other complete records of the fin whale. It's a very limited information species.
This animal weighs about 25 tonnes, so 2 excavators are needed to move it. Once it is in a safe place, a trained team of Museums Victoria preparators and volunteers can get to work. Their first task is to remove the whale's flesh.
And that involves huge knives with the assistance of the machinery itself to take the slabs of blubber off, and we dissect it into smaller parts so then it can be transported.
Even with the assistance of the excavators, it takes several days to strip the animal of flesh and blubber. Once the bones are exposed, larger sections like the vertebrae, ribs and head can be carefully removed. To go into the museum's collection though, the bones must be cleaned of even the smallest bits of flesh, so they need to be moved to another location where they can be buried.
We're taking it to a private farm where he has a location, a lovely location that he's prepared for us, slash the grass, so when it gets to the location we'll be able to unload and with the front end loader cover most of that. We'll just get reports from the farmer periodically to just give us an indication whether it's all holding up.
Over the coming months, the small creatures that live in the soil will help to break down the remaining soft tissue. Eight months later, the bones are ready to be unearthed.
And in that time, there's been quite a bit of moisture and activity in the soil here from microbes, bacteria, and some insects who have gone about their business in breaking down the tissue that was left remaining on the bones when they were covered here. And it's done a very fantastic job, as you can see, with cleaning up all of that remaining tissue. We've got pretty much clean bones here. There's still a little bit of cleaning in places, which we'll do when we get it back to Melbourne. Before it actually goes into the collection, it'll also have to be frozen so that if there is any insects or bugs in little nooks and crannies of the specimen, the pest control method that's used for all museum collection objects before they go in.
One of the last bones to be exposed is the skull, and it's important that it stay intact for research purposes.
What we're doing is we're just getting it ready now to attach the slings and make a support that goes under the rostrum here. This is a very fragile, weak part of the skull. It's very thin, and we're just making a support to rest it on the back of a truck. We're going to use the front end loader with an excavator arm with slings to lift the skull onto the back of the trucks. Most of the smaller bones we can manually load straight onto the truck.
The fin whale skeleton is taken to its new home at the museum's large object collection store. This is where some of the biggest items in the Victorian State Collection are held, including hundreds of other whale skeletons.
Having this specimen here means that it's available for exhibition to the public, and it's also accessible worldwide to researchers anywhere who wish to come and study it and use it in their datasets.
All the hard work that has gone into cleaning and preparation ensures researchers can easily access important parts of the skeleton, like the whale's ear bones.
But the ear bones of baleen whales are really important for understanding not only their taxonomy, so identifying species, but also for investigating and understanding their hearing, because that's such an important part of their biology, really. And because there are so few in museums worldwide, every single individual that gets added to a collection is valuable.